YouTube. Reminder, if you want to lesson with me, check the link in the description. 2 new mouthpieces. That's all I got. 2 new mouthpieces. First one up is new contrabass mouthpiece by the man himself, Doug Elliott. I've had Doug Elliott mouthpieces in the past, like 2, 3, 4. I actually can't remember at this point. I had a bass mouthpiece that just, I don't know, for me, did not sound very good. It was really easy to play and just like didn't resonate at all. And I think I let someone borrow it and they still have it. Somebody in Canada. If you're watching this video and you have my mouthpiece, I kind of want it back, honestly, so let me know. Otherwise, I really haven't had anything tailored for me. I've just had mouthpieces that I got and I was like, this is useless. I've had like a phonium mouthpiece-ish that had a bass rim that just was like impossible to play. And I had another contrabass mouthpiece that was way too shallow, so I keep having these oddball mouthpieces that are like impossible to play. This is not impossible to play. This is Doug Elliott CB 122 Lexan rim with a CB P cup, and a P10 shank. P cup is quite deep. P10 shank is this new largest shank for contrabass trombone mouthpieces. The 122 Lexan rim, which is also quite large. Like I've said in the past, this horn just seems to like a larger mouthpiece. The smaller I go to try and like focus it, the worse it responds and the worse it sounds. I tried my friend's Doug Elliott mouthpiece with, I think, an N cup, which is one size smaller than this, and it played well, but it felt like it could use a little more air throughput. So I got the P cup, and man, it's pretty great. The high range works. As I miss my first half. The third partial works, which is the worst partial on this horn by far. I can attack them, I can slur them, I can do everything in that partial, and the range right below the staff, F, that I guess would be the second partial, F down to like B flat. Also works really well. With the previous mouthpiece, my Bach CB30, which is not mine, it's a 30 CB, Bach 30 CB, which I'm borrowing, is really good actually in all these registers as well, except the register right below the staff, F down to like C. It kind of loses some core, I'm not sure why, because the rest of the ranges all actually have a great sound, but right in the money range for contra, it doesn't, the Bach doesn't have the same core to the sound. It just kind of sounds wide and diffuse. Whereas the Doug Elliott retains that core. It's still not perfect, I think, but it's a lot closer. And the low range works too. And it's quite easy to start those notes. Attacks are a lot easier as well. I can keep the air moving between tongues, which I couldn't quite do on the Bach. So overall, really excited for this. The Lexan rim is just so comfortable. Honestly, I would like Lexan for all my rims. It's probably not going to happen, but man, I dig this. And I've only had like an hour on this mouthpiece so far, so I can't give you too many impressions. But I do have another mouthpiece that I also only have an hour on, so I can't really give you any impressions. And that's an Ultimate Brass. SMP, which stands for Solid Mouthpiece, Principal. This was developed by Tim Higgins, who's the principal trombone at San Francisco Symphony. Very good player. And he also plays the Bach, so hey, I'm getting closer and closer. I just want someone who plays the same instrument as me and is really good and develops a mouthpiece who or what is not very strange. This is not super big, it's not super small, it's not super like crazy open. It's just got kind of like a normal rim. And guess what? It's really good. So far impressions are very favorable. My previous 3G, the low range is just not super even, not super great. And it just feels very even, easy to play on this, especially like low F in first position on the 3G. Was kind of like a 50-50 proposition. It just didn't want to speak right away. Just a little too closed off. I'm not sure exactly what the problem was. But this one feels great, and that kind of was the problem, the only problem I had with my 3G. And this does everything else well too. It's got a great color and character to the high range. It's pretty easy to play up there. The only thing that might make me not like this is the rim. Again, might be just a little bit too round. Not sure yet. And I'm playing a little differently now than I was even like 2 weeks ago. So I'm just going to stick with it for a while and see how it turns out. But obviously, I'm quite impressed with it so far. So that's all I got for now. 2 new mouthpieces. I do have a new trombone on the way. It is coming maybe in the next couple weeks. It's getting worked on literally as we speak, as I make this video. So very excited about that, and that's all I got. See you guys next time.